This is the first time we've seen the car. We're in the middle of a yard, locked ourselves out, so we're breaking into our own car at the moment, so yeah. Hi, it's Jamie from JBR Collection. Today we have a new car that we're going to unveil. As we go around this car in a minute, we're actually seeing a lot of this stuff for the very, very first time. So we're going to be as surprised as you are watching this. So before we unveil, there's a couple of giveaways here. So I'm just wondering whether you can guess what it is. So we've got a bulging bonnet and we've got a huge rear spoiler here at the back. Just I wonder if anyone can actually guess what we're about to unveil. And today I'm joined by Glenn. Glenn's dealt with a lot of in the past, so Glenn's going to know a little bit more about the car than I am. And he's just going to, when we go round, he's going to just tell us a little bit about what we're unveiling, what we're seeing. And he might also tell us how he locked ourselves out of the car. Right, you ready? Hang on a minute. I ballsed that up, didn't I? Because I said Evo Lancers. You've got a lot. I'm joined by Glenn today, who's at Evo Lancers. Before, did I do that? I
did. I thought you said it right. You said it right.
No. It wasn't that. It wasn't that. Yeah, it wasn't that. I said it before we unveiled it.
Oh, we can just believe that.
Yeah. So for the eagle-eyed out there, you can tell we've got here a Mitsubishi Evo Lancer, and it's the 6th edition, so it's an Evo 6. The Evo 6 was the last rally car, so it's considered, with like Mitsubishi enthusiasts, to be the best one, if you like. I mean, obviously that's always going to be open to debate and opinion and argument. That's the general consensus that the Evo 6 is the best car. Obviously not this one in front of us. There's some work to do. So Glenn, obviously, we're looking at this for the very, very first time. I think one of the things you've already said, is this an aftermarket bumper?
It looks like it first hand. It does look definitely aftermarket. It's got an increased intercooler, oversized intercooler on the front. And a lot of the time you had a replica front end, same as, but they were modified slightly to cope with the intercooler.
Right. And do you say that also because it all feels a little bit you can see the cut in here, I guess? That's poorly cut,
exactly.
Isn't it? And it's just a bit cracky, like fiberglass.
Yeah, and it's missing the fixings and stuff like that for the spotlights that should be in the rebates. The joints and the seals all around here just don't sit right for what would be a good quality Japanese car.
So typically, like on a car like this, if we took one of these on, I'd look to have this obviously like resprayed, depending on the type of car. This type of car wouldn't have PPF'd, but I think on this one, depending on obviously the advice we get, we'll probably look to go back to the original bumper, see if we can modify that. I'm not really keen on like fiberglass, poorly cut kind of aftermarket bumpers, so that's one of the things that we'd look to do. You can see obviously, like we did on, anyone seen the previous video on the Porsche, we're starting to see if we can get rid of this discolouring, the yellowing. It's a 1990 car, that's probably an original headlamp, so the chances are we might have to just look at replacements on those. We've really sort of bit off more than we can chew. We don't know that yet, but this is definitely a car where we've got a lot of work to do. Anyone who knows, we love putting cars back much better we found them, which is going to be hard not to do on this one. So Glenn, as we go round then, I don't want to pop the bonnet just yet because we have had a really quick look in when we started up.
Yeah.
So you mentioned about obviously the brakes. I think Brembo brake calipers, they're original, aren't they? I mean, they look like they're original. They need, if they're any good, can they be painted up? Or do you reckon we're chopping them over?
No, I would leave them on there. Good calipers, good system. I'd leave them there, paint them back up again. Brake discs, they look like aftermarket, but good quality. Got removable rotors on them.
There's a lot of what appears to be surface rust. Obviously, as you go around in the outside, you're going to get rust that's spooling away. Are they salvageable, or are we looking?
Yeah, no, they're absolutely fine. Yeah, they're fully up for refurb.
Just clean up and off we go. And they don't look like they're warping or anything like that, do they?
No, they look all right, all in good nick.
Yeah. Before we got it, we were informed that the passenger door doesn't open, but on the basis we've managed to lock ourselves out, I think we've got a good idea why. We've gone into the car, started her up, so actually, which is a lovely surprise. It sounds amazing, like with all cars, what have you. They're always a hassle. Yeah, we've locked ourselves out. So yeah, we're in the middle of a yard, locked ourselves out, and now luckily there's some really good neighbours alongside where we're at who's got a kit to break into it.
Thank you very much, mate.
Right. No more shutting the car. We're leaving it to Dave.
Deadlocked as well. That's what you got to watch.
What's up then?
Deadlocked.
Is that part of why that's structured on the tow system, is it,
probably.
to do that?
There you go.
Oh, you're a star, mate. Thanks a lot. Yeah, window down. That's a good shout, yeah. Oh, it's... oh, you got to love it, though, ain't you? What do we say this was? A sort of ghosted
It looks
number
like
plate?
it's a ghosted number plate at some stage.
And for the viewers, what does that mean?
It might be a speed camera deterrent, but we don't know. It just definitely does look one of those type of number plates.
We've got the typical aftermarket great big exhaust here, haven't we? We've heard it, so it sounds pretty good. You know, it could be an HKS type of thing, couldn't it? Or what other sort of...
And it looks relatively new. It's very good nick.
Yeah, it does,
again, personal choice. Do you want to change it? Might not. It looks okay.
You reckon this is...
It's got a retrofitted fog light. It's compulsory UK models after certain years for fog lights to be factory fitted.
Dave, whose yard we're in now, who kindly obviously let us video this, who gone all down to Cornwall for me and collected this, thrown it on the back of his truck. So, by the way, thanks, Dave. Notable mention for you there. What he did say is when he obviously took it off the truck, there's a lot of like rust. So we're expecting, I expected it from the outset for what we paid for this. Yeah. What do we typically weld under there?
Floor pans, chassis rails, if there are on these, but especially the connection between here and the floor pans, and there's a seal lip there.
Yeah,
which, yes,
it's rusted away there in your hand, I can see it.
I'm pulling off there. So that's a standard.
Yeah.
Again, just inside the seal lip, yes, there's quite a bit of corrosion there. Again, nothing insurmountable, it's all repairable, so yeah.
The seats seem to be, interior-wise, seats seem to be okay for the age. Yep. I think these, I mean, obviously you get your typical bolster wear, but I mean, inside, actually, to be fair, everything seems to be all well put together. There's no real missing parts. I'm quite encouraged by the interior. Obviously, it's all the marks on steering wheel and your gear gaiter and what have you, but all seems to look pretty good. Before we get us started up, we'll just have a little look under the bonnet. Then we'll have a look in the boot because there's obviously some more work and more very sort of quirky things that have been done. Let's get that up then, Glenn. So I think I mentioned already the reason we've got this window open is because we've already managed to lock ourselves out on the immobiliser. So Glenn, what are we looking at under here then? So I think you've already mentioned a couple of bits. Obviously we've got a great big aftermarket air intake there. I can see on there, so that's all that branded, that's an HKS. So that's quite a standard, isn't it, really, on not just the Evos, but most of the Jap cars, like the old HKS stuff, don't they?
Upright suspension legs, top adjustable, so you can, by undoing these bolts here, you can adjust the camber, positive and negative camber of the wheels. They even might be able to twist them so that you can then adjust on the caster angle. From what I can see, looks like quite an expensive upgrade. Strut brace, as standard, dump valves, bits and pieces on here, you know, the standard upgrades really.
Yeah, I'll move on to the rear then. So let's go open the boot. So one of the things you'll notice here is obviously the battery's been relocated into the boot. Why would that be?
Don't know, whether it's because it's getting too hot on the engine bay and it was having battery failures, so they moved it to the boot. Don't know. Yeah,
you can obviously see all the inner linings been pulled out for various reasons. Okay, so as we can see overall before we just start her up, quite a bit of work to do, eh?
Yeah.
But the most important thing seems to be, with the exception of the underside, in pretty good shape, yeah? Like anything, as soon as we start taking things apart, we'll soon know, won't we?
Yeah, exactly. And it's 25 years old. So, yeah.
Right, boys, the bit I always love, and I won't go too mad because, let's be honest, this has been set up for a really, really long time. So I'll just start her up. I'm not going to go too crazy here. Everyone has a comment. It is a warm engine already. We've locked ourselves out with the engine running for 10, 15 minutes. So it is a warm engine. Who anyone wants to get excited about me revving the engine.
Towed hijack system.
Towed hijack system. So good it locks itself out, doesn't it? Oh, I can't rev the engine at all. I can if I don't put my foot on the brake. The brake's so far over on the accelerator, I'm like, it's not revving. It's really far over to the right. think that's all we're going to do, boys, because this is an old car and I'm not risking, you know, doing it over until it's all been taken, stripped apart and checked over. All right. So I think that's it. We're done.